What up, guys, gals, non-binary pals? It's your boy OG Hank 312 here with the Incidental Nerd. This week we are joined by the top biz guy of Northwest Indiana, of the whole state of Indiana, Tyler. What's up, my dude? How you doing?
What's up, man? Doing pretty good. Thanks for having me on and putting me over so well.
Oh, always, man. Nerd, what's up, my brother? How you doing? How you living? How you feeling?
Doing very well. Glad that we managed to sit down and have a little chat with Tyler. Right before I jumped on this, I knew that the show you're working on was a benefit, but I hadn't realized how close and dear to your heart it is until I jumped on your GoFundMe to take a look. Read that up, and I don't mean to just launch right into this, but I was just like, I was really touched by the story, and I think it's a super cool thing you're doing, man. And I know Henry and I are gonna do everything we can to get the name for your show, the next show out, or your show coming up in June, get that out there, and of course attend ourselves. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that. But before we jump into your show, we got a few things going on.
Yes.
You just came after Rumble weekend. We were just talking about that a little bit ago. Was that your first Rumble? I think I saw you. I saw you tweet out that was the last of the big fours you needed to hit up.
Yeah, so that was my first Rumble I've attended in person. I've hit the other big ones. So like I've done a Mania, I've done a SummerSlam, I've done a Survivor Series. I've tried, I think there was like 2 other Rumbles at least I was gonna go to. I know the one in Phoenix a couple years ago. I think that's where it was. I had tickets and everything, was gonna go down, had like everything booked, and then like I think the week before, my dad got into a really bad accident at work, so I was like, oh, gonna have to cancel that. Sold all my tickets and everything. So yeah, after trying to go a few times, like I know everybody was criticizing it, and I know it wasn't the best Rumble, but I feel like that's just a pay-per-view. Like if you're there in person, like you're gonna have a good time just based off of like how the crowd is and everything. So me being there in person, personally, I had a great time. But if I was watching at home, I could definitely see, I'd be like, nah, the show wasn't so great.
I think a lot of people, I don't want to pontificate here, but I think a lot of people were let down because of their own expectations. Everyone talking about the Forbidden Door and Moxley's gonna come or Moose is gonna be in it. Like no one ever said anything about that other than yourselves.
Exactly. I think this was definitely a case of like all the rumors online got to people and they believed it before anything was actually confirmed. Like at least with Mickey, they announced it ahead of time, so you knew that was going to be a thing. So yeah, I mean, they still, granted, even though they fired a bunch of people the last couple of years, they still have a lot of people within the company that they could have used. So
yeah. I mean, I think the reaction, at least, like I watched it from home. I'd like to have been there with all you guys, because I know it wasn't just you, but it was a few of our buddies from the squad. So when you get to have that mutual experience with the friends, it's always makes it so great. Henry came over. We had some great food, watched the Rumble, and it was a matter of, for me at least, watching that first match and what happened in that first match sealed the deal for me, what was going to happen later. And so that was really frustrating. And then knowing, because I'm such a mark, I have to look at online and see who's going to be in it. And knowing that Ronda was going to be in it, and especially with her coming in at 30, it was obvious what the end results were going to be. But I could totally understand that being there was probably just like really cool and really exciting.
Yeah. We definitely knew Bad Bunny was there for sure, because the staff at that place just did not care and threw his shirts at the merch stand like immediately. So we're all like, well, if there's Bad Bunny shirts, like he's definitely got to be in it. So
yeah. Somebody texted us then, and we're like, what the hell?
Yep. Yeah. Like I had to do a double take at first, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, why are they doing Rumble shirts? And I was like, oh, he's probably here and in the match, so that makes sense.
I one of my biggest one of my favorite things of wrestling is when things trigger people or piss them off, and Bad Bunny for some reason just pisses off a big majority of the internet.
I
the best.
don't get it. Like, he's one of my favorite celebrities they've ever brought in
Dude, he took
because
an F5.
yes, and like you could tell how much of a fan he is and how seriously he takes it. Because I've tweeted it out, and I'm not joking. Like, he's better than most of the wrestlers that are signed to the company. Like, he knows like all the little things and like knows how to sell and everything. And like
Yeah,
when he stared down Brock, like he even hunched over a little bit to
right.
make Brock look even bigger. Like he is so good. That's why like they just need to sign him to a contract. Like, forget touring
Yeah.
for concerts, man.
I,
Just
I think I was telling Nolan them at the because I watched with Nolan at his house, and Bad Bunny, he was on that Showtime or HBO, like the barbershop or whatever it's called, with like
oh
LeBron
yeah.
and a few other people, and they asked him about last year's Mania, and it came and they were just like, man, you really like that shit? He's like, oh man, I love it, man. It's a dream come true, and they're like, is that legit? He's like, oh, absolutely. He goes, well, the long story short is he moved to Orlando for 6 weeks to train nonstop at the PC
Oh
for
yeah.
his Rumble debut. Like he's he does not have to do that.
No,
He
not
could
at
have
all.
just showed up day of and be like, all right, what do you want me to do? That
Yep.
motherfucker moved to Orlando and trained every day for 6 weeks. Like,
Mhm.
I've said this before. That match goes down as the best celebrity match that WWE has ever had. That because of how good he was in the ring.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's definitely a case for it because he held his own so well, and I mean, obviously it helped having like Miz, Morrison, and Priest in there.
Yeah.
They're three veterans, but like it didn't seem like if you would have just been watching that, not knowing who Bad Bunny was, you would have just thought it was like another wrestler.
Yeah. No.
Valid, because I'm old and I didn't know who Bad Bunny was.
That's fair, man.
I get that. Yep.
Bob Bunny. Yeah. So we'll see, man. He's good for him. He's living out a dream, right? He's like,
Oh,
hey.
absolutely. Like that's got to be so cool for him, and like you could tell how much like the little kid in him is just like, holy crap! Like I'm really getting to do this.
And you can see that the wrestlers actually respect him. Like,
oh yeah,
you saw that video. It was all over online. Rey Mysterio gave him his mask.
Yep.
It's just like, hey man, just out of respect for you, like, and he was like, no man, I respect you guys. Like, it's just mutual respect. Like that's super dope. Like that peek behind the curtain, like that. Once again,
because I think even last year, I think Orton did an interview after Mania, and like he put over Bad Bunny with like how much time he spent training and everything, and like how seriously he took it. And he said like you could tell immediately like the difference with him and other celebrities that like he took it as serious as you could.
For sure. Him and McAfee, they're
oh yes,
neck for the best celebrity wrestlers, man.
Oh yeah, I love McAfee.
but moving on to more better and bigger and more personal news. For those, I mean, whoever's listening, it's usually our group of friends, but for some reason no one's listening. Everyone knows Tyler from Black Label Pro, the head of creative or no talent relations.
I wish.
Talent relations.
Yeah, talent relations for now.
He is the Jim Ross of BLP.
Yes. Yep. I keep joking with Mikey that I'm gonna book the wrong person with like the same like first or last name. And I'll just be like, oh, like you said, like book this dude and you didn't specify. So.
You didn't tell me who. Yep. But officially you guys are back in Indy. I know you guys did a few shows at the Collective.
Yep.
I think just at the Collective, right? And the Second City Summit.
Yeah, so
this is your first official show back in Indy?
Yeah, this would be I think the last time we ran a show in Crown Point would have been I think like early October 2020.
Yeah.
Because we did TurboGraps in Crown Point, and then I think the Collective was after that in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And then I think we were gonna try running in November, but the COVID outbreak, cases were getting pretty bad over by us.
Right.
So we decided to put things on hold. Then I think we didn't come back till Second City Summit, Labor Day weekend a few months ago. So this will be the first time we've done a show at RDS in Crown Point in over 16 months or something. It's been a long time.
How are you feeling about it? You pumped?
Oh yeah, I'm very happy, especially being back in our usual place.
Right.
It'll be fun. I'm excited about it. So, and it should be a good show too.
Yeah. Tell me about how did it feel? Like the landscape has obviously changed, right? The talent available has definitely changed.
Oh yeah.
How was coming back to all that and realizing shit we can't use that person anymore, or shit they're really expensive now?
Yeah, like that's probably just been the biggest thing is like either people that are off limits right now or they can only do limited dates, so they couldn't do the show, or just obviously, yeah, some people who might have been signed and then back on the indies, like being like, wait, you're how much now? But yeah, it was a little challenging, but also like there's so many people that like the indie talent pool is still very deep, and there's a lot of people we still haven't even had the chance to bring in at all, or I've only gotten a chance to bring in a handful of times that we'd like to use more.
Right.
So I'd say that's probably the good thing about it is with all these people still getting signed and moving on,
Right.
that just creates more opportunities for the people that are wrestling full-time independently.
Very cool. I mean, we see you guys got a little I'm just looking off your Twitter, Black Label Pro. That's B Label Pro on Twitter. For anyone who doesn't know, I see you guys have already announced Matt Makowski versus Filthy, Tom Lawler.
Yep.
Who doesn't
Oh
love
yeah.
Filthy, right?
Yep. Tom's our
he's
guy.
a BLP staple now at this point. Like, you know,
Yep.
he's maybe Mr. BLP.
Oh yeah, definitely. We consider him our ace. He was the first BLP champ. He's won the Midwest title. I think all he needs to do is just win the tag titles to have like our triple crown even. But he's been with BLP since day one, even before I was like going to the shows as a fan and got involved.
Yeah, so. That's really cool. I mean, the dude's still been keeping active and kicking ass.
Oh yeah, he's the best. Such a great guy.
I'm super excited for Dante versus Alex Zane.
Yes, very, very excited about that match. When we got Zane locked in first, like we had him confirmed for sure. And I know like our big goal was definitely to try to lock down Dante because we knew those two in a singles match would just be insane. So
yeah.
Very excited about that one too.
Yeah. Then I know you had a little bit of a mix up or had to reschedule, but now you got legit Layla Hirsch versus Kevin Blackwood.
Yes, yeah. So originally it was supposed to be Layla Hirsch versus Janai Kai.
Right.
Fortunately, she had to pull out. It happens. She'll definitely be back though. We have her locked down for a few of our dates coming up the rest of the year. So she will definitely be back at BLP. She'll be there regularly. But yeah, we definitely have a great replacement in Kevin Blackwood. Yeah. He's someone who I'm a huge fan of. I definitely think I feel like last year was Daniel Garcia's year on the independents and everything, and I certainly feel like this year will be Blackwood's year.
Very cool, very cool. Listen, I'm just gonna. I know you said Janai Kai was supposed to be there. I'm just been putting it out there in the wrestling universe, so don't feel like I'm trying to strong arm you guys or say, hey, do this. But Bang Bros versus Yokai, just putting it out there.
Yeah, that is something. You two know how much I like Davey in August, so right, I'm sure that's definitely a possibility for
for anyone else who may be listening, just
who knows.
Well, don't give the idea to a bunch of places. Like we'll stash it for ourselves.
just do like Chicago parking in the winter. Put a chair on it. Call dibs.
There you go. Yeah. There. Yeah, I'm putting my chair down. I'm calling dibs on that one for now.
I'm super excited about that match because also, pardon me.
What match? I'm sorry.
The Layla match, as I'm gonna call it, because I'm a huge Layla Hirsch fan. Right. Like she has won me over with her matches on AEW. She's fantastic technically. So I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, you just sold me. I'm in the door.
Cool. Good. And yeah, I mean, too, the match she had with Josh Alexander at our collective show in Indianapolis was probably like if you were to say that was the best show on the card, like I'd have a hard time disagreeing with you. Like they killed it and such a good match.
Sorry, I'm back.
For those of you just joining us, Henry was just nodding in agreement there on a audio and also video.
I got a little respiratory thing going on, trying to get some gunk out of my lungs, so.
He just couldn't believe what I said, so he
was all choked up. He was all choked up by it. What else? Run down that card, Henry.
I see you also got Warhorse versus Levi Everett.
Yeah.
That should be super entertaining. I mean, both.
Yeah, that
absolute
match will
characters.
be entertaining, but I know how crazy Levi and Warhorse can get, so that match might get very wild, very quick, and we'll start like probably at 100 from the second the bell rings. So very excited about that one. That should
You
be
know,
another.
Levi's one of those guys. I feels like really underrated. You know, you see him on a card, like, oh, Levi's gonna be there, but
Yep.
I can personally say, like, any match of his I've seen, he always delivers.
Oh
He's
yeah.
always doing something. He gives it his all. He's like, you can tell he's absolutely one of those workers who leaves it all in the ring when he's out there.
Oh, for
Uh,
sure. I agree with that completely.
So I definitely think him versus Warhorse is going to be a really good match. Maybe, you know, maybe a surprise coming out party for Levi for those who, you know, may not be too familiar with him.
And just to use an inside term, gimmick wise, you can't get much difference.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So just that should be fun in itself.
Oh yeah.
I agree with that. And the last match I see that you guys have advertised so far is Sky versus returning Anthony Green. Well,
Yep.
returning to the Indies. I'm not sure if he's been with BLP before. But,
Yeah,
versus
so
Anthony Green.
I know before Anthony had signed, I think he worked at least 2 or 3 BLP shows before he
Okay.
signed with NXT. And then he did work the Second City Summit show. He wrestled.
Oh, you're right.
So yeah, we had him back for that one. And yeah, it was great having him back. Like, Anthony's such a great guy.
Yeah.
And he's another guy that, like, really on his worst day, it'll be a good match. So
Right.
looking forward to that. And then Sky, that's definitely someone I'm glad we're finally bringing in.
Right.
I know I had tweeted it out. So she did the Rocky Romero seminar we did back in January of 2020.
Okay.
And she was definitely one of the like 2 or 3 people that really stood out, that like everybody watching was like, whoa, like she's really good.
Nice.
So I've been pushing Mikey for a while to get her on a show.
Awesome.
So I'm glad it finally happened. Better late than never. Wish we could have had her on sooner, but you know,
Hey man,
it'll be a good debut. And yeah, I think that match is definitely one people I don't think would have ever thought of for a matchup, but I think it'll be one that'll surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, like, because right off rip, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But I mean, they're both really good in the ring and entertaining. So, like, they're wrestlers, right? So,
Yep.
But I think that's something that BLP brings is I don't think that when I've seen your cards or when I've been to your shows, the matchups are not necessarily ones that you've seen before.
Right.
And that alone, like when you have the opportunity to see a couple of people to work together that haven't worked together before, just, you know, it's something new. And you know, sometimes in the independents it can get, oh, I get to see this guy wrestle this guy for the 8th time. So that's pretty cool.
No, that's absolutely something you guys do great. You know, you guys are in a different state, but you're essentially still in the Chicagoland area.
Oh yeah.
Close enough to Chicago where, you know, you can, if people don't know, they're like, oh yeah, BLP, they're close to Chicago. But I'm not saying that you guys are from Chicago. You guys, no disrespect to, you know, Crown Point in Indiana, because I know people can be very protective of their territories.
No,
but,
I get that.
No, but what you guys do a great job of bringing us different people to see. You know, it's always a fresh a fresh mix of people, and that's definitely appreciated. As a fan, I can definitely say I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's like one of our biggest goals is just to offer a variety on our shows so that it's not so repetitive and you're feeling like you're watching the same thing over and over.
Right.
And same thing going with the matchups. Like, we definitely try to keep it fresh and not do like a retread where like, oh, like Noel was saying, like, you know, it's this person versus this person for like the 8th time and like the 3rd different promotion. So, you know, definitely try to keep things fresh and unique.
I mean, that's not to say that those matches aren't any good, but you know, like it's nice to see something different.
Yeah.
One question I have for you from a booking standpoint is when you guys are, you know, because like Hank said, you are in the Chicagoland area, but you guys, I mean, you're a little bit of a drive outside. Like, does that present a challenge when you're trying to bring talent in for your shows?
I mean, Not necessarily, because like, we are a bit of a drive outside of Chicago, but we are still close enough that like for anyone in the Midwest, like I feel like a lot of the Midwest guys, like they have no problem making drives for shows. And then anybody that we fly in, we're still close enough to like Midway O'Hare that like if we're trying to fly someone in, it's still doable and it's not like a major obstacle to overcome.
Gotcha.
So I think like we do benefit from being far enough outside of the Chicagoland area, but at the same time, we're still close enough that it's easily accessible.
Super fair. I had a question. Oh, now I know my question. Listen, this is gonna, whoever's listening or watching this on YouTube or on our podcast on SoundCloud, it's gonna come out Monday. Right now it's Thursday. You got any hot scoops for us or what, man? You got any exclusives? Give us something, Tyler.
I mean,
no pressure, no pressure. I gotta throw.
No, I get it. Like I know the rest of our card for the February show, but I'm not exactly sure what we might be announcing this weekend.
I get you.
I mean, one scoop I'm fine with giving to you guys.
Keep your heart on, sir. We're getting the scoops.
Speaking of the Bang Bros, since we brought them up, they will definitely be on the card. They'll be making their BLP debut, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, I put it out in the universe, and I got the Bang Bros booked. You're welcome.
Yes,
it was all me.
You could take 100% credit, even though Noel was the one who brought them up. But all right, yeah. Sure.
Well, you better thank For the Pop podcast, boys.
That's right. Exactly.
No,
I mean, hey Henry, since we're at it, I may as well just bring up Matt Cross and see if I can get him booked.
Hey, listen, Noel's on a rampage. I don't want to say rampage, but
no, Tyler, I'm on a mission.
That's what we're looking for.
Like Matt Cross is one of my favorite wrestlers. Like I love him. And he was putting out some bookings that he was doing, and I just on the Facebook, I was just like, yeah, I'm old. That's why I said on the Facebook.
On the line.
On the lines.
Yeah.
I was just on the lines on the Facebook, and I saw that he was putting some bookings out, and I said, when are you going to come to Chicago again? And he said, when you get me booked. So I'm trying to get him booked now.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Now I'll negotiate with you, and I'll just say, if he's booked, you have to show up and buy a ticket.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, yeah.
1,000%.
I figured that would be an easy.
We might have to even talk about a For the Pop sponsorship of a match.
Oh, hey, there we go. That's definitely something we could talk about too.
He's like, sponsorship? Hold on.
Now we're talking.
No, that's how you get me interested.
Yeah. Yep.
No, that's funny. But that's what's up. So February 19th.
Yep.
Rain or snow or sunshine. You guys.
Yes.
4:30.
Hopefully better weather than what we've had the last few days.
It's gotta be, right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely gotta be. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Commentary team still gonna be Sarah and the newly inducted into the Independent Hall of Fame, David Prizak? Or
I believe so. Yeah, I know for sure we have Sarah, and then I'm pretty sure Mikey's talked with Prizak about doing that show.
Okay, yeah.
As far as I'm aware right now, it'll still be those two doing
it. He gave Sarah a nice little shout out in his induction speech to the Indie Hall of Fame.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of them. I think they play well off each other. Like Dave is just such a ultimate pro, right?
Right. Honestly, I feel like me having no commentary experience, I could probably sit down next to Prazak and come off as a passable commentator with him. But that's just speaking about how good Prazak is as a commentator.
But I was gonna say, I think Sarah plays super well off him with her personality and just like, honestly, some of her like off the cuff remarks that I don't even think she means to say. Like,
right.
It popped me so much. Like,
oh yeah.
I think one of the first shows I watched of BLP on IWTV, or that I really paid attention to, or maybe it was just the first time they were together, was Mick Wrestling.
Okay. Yeah.
Something McDonald's playing.
Yep. It would have been Mick Wrestling. That was definitely a Mikey thing. So,
and Sarah kept making awful puns, but they were so bad they were great. Like, like it just kept popping. I'm like, I love it. Like,
see, that's why I really like
from the matches, but it gave enough. You know what I'm saying? Because some people were like, "Oh, what's distracting?" No, it gave enough to where, commentary is entertaining as well.
Yeah, because like that's why I think Sarah and Prazak are such a good commentary team. Because Prazak obviously he's been doing it for so long, he knows wrestling in and out.
Yeah.
And with Sarah though, she plays off of him well. They're a good duo. But Sarah, she knows a lot about wrestling, but at the same time, like she's just a naturally funny person.
Right.
And I feel like for somebody that might be like a casual watcher or just like someone significant other watching the show with like a wrestling fan, like Sarah's commentary, I think appeals to like more of that just casual, like
Yeah,
general
exactly.
fan.
Absolutely.
Or someone watching could be like, oh, like she's relatable. Like I like listening to her talk about it.
That's exactly my experience with that. I was just like,
Mhm.
I get it. This girl's
Yep.
funny.
Yeah, and she's just so like I've met her at a couple shows just in passing, and it seems like the person that she is when you just are like, hey, hi, and the broadcast, it's just her. It's just her being natural and it's really entertaining, like Henry said.
Yeah, I can definitely confirm what you get on commentary is what you get from Sarah. Just any like if you just ran into her on the street, that's just how Sarah is.
We're gonna have to dial up Jerry TV and see if we can get the cute wrestling show back on.
There you go.
That was a good one. But Tyler, let's get to the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
This summer we got Tyler's Day Off.
Yep. You actually got it right this time.
I know. That's I was like, Day Off? I'm Ron Burgundy?
Yep. Yes.
As I pulled it up on the screen.
As you're reading it off, you still just read it off.
Yeah, don't screw yourself, Tyler.
Nah.
No, dude, that's you know, you've talked to me about it before. Like, hey, like I got this idea, I kind of want to do this. And congratulations, first and foremost, that it's finally coming to fruition.
Yeah.
And it's not only is it going to be Tyler's show, Tyler's in control, you know, making all the big decisions, but you're doing wrestling with a purpose, wrestling with a cause. Noel, you were just reading about it. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's awesome. I know that it's for Crohn's, correct?
Yeah. So I like my whole goal for this show, because I obviously didn't want to just run a show like for myself, like just a huge like a huge ego show. I everyone knows I humble brag enough as it is. So I knew when I like if I had the opportunity to do my own show, I wanted to at least do something good with it and not just like run it as is.
Right.
So I wanted there to be like a purpose behind it. And obviously Crohn's being near and dear to me because it's something I've dealt with. That's why, yeah, all the proceeds from the show will go to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. So
that's awesome, dude. And also congratulations. I see you you blew right past your initial goal, right? In the first day.
Yeah. So like the whole reason I announced it as early as I did was I just wanted to announce it on my birthday, kind of get it out there, let people know, hey, it's going to be happening this summer, just to give people enough time in advance, especially because like I know there's a few people that already said they were planning on traveling in for the show, which I was surprised about. But yeah, so I set up the GoFundMe right away because outside of just like ticket sales and everything for the show, I wanted to try and make like a decent sized donation.
Of course.
So I set up the GoFundMe with hopes of like the show doing well enough on its own that whatever is raised from the GoFundMe would just go straight to the donation.
Right.
But yeah, so I set it. I just did an initial goal of $500. I was like, just wanted to create it, set it up. And within, I think probably like the first 12 hours, because I know I announced it like late that day, I checked in the morning and like the initial goal had already been met, which
awesome.
I was definitely shocked because I wasn't expecting anyone to donate this early, you know, passing the goal that quickly.
Right.
So yeah, I know a couple people have asked. I'm gonna keep it open. And then I'll just keep adjusting the goal if it keeps being met, and then I'll close it closer to the show.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think that's a smart thing to do, a great thing to do. Like that's really cool that you got support right off the bat like that. And the show is scheduled for June 4th at the RDS gym.
Yep. Yeah, June 4th. I haven't set an exact time yet. Pretty sure it'll be in like ballpark same time as like our other shows, so like a 4:30 start.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted to get it out there for like the date and stuff. So
I got you.
Well, I have to say that I'm not surprised at all that you smashed through your initial goal right away. because you've been as long as I've been going to independent shows, you've been a staple at every show I've gone to practically. Like everybody knows who Tyler is, and you're a good dude to begin with. You're very nice, you're very affable, and people like you. Like, I'm sorry, I'm doing like an old SNL sketch here, but I'm being honest.
Fair.
Like you're just a genuinely good guy that I'm not surprised at all.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. I know Hank was kind of giving you the side eye to some of those nice ones you were saying, but I've also joked with people that like I've been so nice these past few years and stuff, and then like once I run my own show, I'm just gonna turn into like the biggest like piece of shit ever.
Yes.
Use all this built up goodwill so I could just be the biggest jerk ever, and everyone will be like, well, he was really nice for a while there, and like he did do that stuff for us. So,
listen, Tyler may have the internet fooled, but you sit down and have a giant pretzel with the guy. And,
oh yeah,
the real Tyler comes out.
Hey, Hank knows this all too well.
That's the thing is I'm a person right now. I'm doing this with two of the nicest guys in the Chicago independent wrestling scene, and you're both, from what I understand now, you're both just a couple of assholes.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair. We know how to put on a good act for people.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
Probably something I could have brought up to you before or after the show, but I'm just gonna put it out there right now. At the GCW weekend recently, I got the chairs, and I was worried because quite a few were broken and or lost.
Yeah.
Never heard anything about it.
Yeah.
Because I remember you told me that they reached out to you a few times, like, "Hey, we're missing a few chairs."
Yeah. So Labor Day weekend, I was the one in charge of renting the chairs for that whole weekend, and I think like they waited probably almost a week after they picked up the chairs, and they're like, "Hey, we're missing like 4 of the chairs. Do you think like they'd still be at the venue?" And I was like, they're either A, in the dumpster broken, or B, like probably just gone and someone just swiped them. So I was like, I don't think you're gonna see those 4 chairs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I feel they probably figured the same thing. Like, although our buddy Esco, who was helping clean up, he did find 2 black chairs that were just like the ones we rented, but definitely not theirs. He just threw them into the pile. So they're like, hey, it made up for a few. But
yeah, a little inside baseball. Henry like hit up some of us for like, hey, do you guys, anybody have a chair connect that we could get?
No,
so like,
you have to have a deal or something,
So we're watching the show, and it's just like, oh, that's coming out of the deposit, and that's coming out of the deposit.
Yep.
Hey man, that's the best advice Tyler gave me. Get the insurance.
Yep.
Like if super covered it. But let me get back to Tyler's day off.
Yeah.
I had posted on our Instagram if anyone had any questions to let us know, we want to ask.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And somebody asked a question. I'm not naming who, but somebody would like to know if one Mr. Trevor Outlaw will be booked for Tyler's day off. I'm not saying it was Trevor that asked, but somebody.
Now he's harassing you guys to ask the question for him. The answer has been since the second I announced the show. No, he is not booked. No, he will not be booked. I already told him I will send him the ticket link when tickets go on sale.
Oh,
more than happy to buy a ticket. Come check out the show, but not a chance. He's not booked at all whatsoever. No.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he walks around running his mouth.
Right.
And then he just expects you to give him a spot. Like,
exactly.
That's not the way it works.
The second I announced my show, he slid into my DMs so fast, asking me about my show.
How you been?
Yeah. Yep.
Long time.
To
take borrow a phrase from that man, the nasty Leroy. What a rat bastard, huh?
Yeah, for real.
I say that because he was on live with Nasty Leroy last night.
Right. Yeah, I saw he was doing that. That was nice of Leroy to give him a bit of a rub. Since
I mean, who better get the rub from than Leroy? Leroy's over, man.
But yeah, because I know like people have just going back to my show, like people
Yeah.
have brought up like, oh, like I'd love to see this match, or like, oh, you should book so and so, or like people have hit me up. And that's why I've also joked to a few people. I think by the time my show happens, I'm gonna know everybody that has Crohn's or colitis in wrestling. Because I've definitely gotten the fair share of messages like, hey, I have Crohn's too. I dealt with it for a few years, or like, I've had colitis for like, the last like 3 or 4 years. And it's like, oh, cool, man. But yeah, no, going back to what you said earlier, like I've had the idea for the show probably even before the pandemic. So at least like a good 2, almost 3 years. It's something I've definitely been thinking about. It's something I had in mind. I knew what I wanted to do. So going with that, I know who I want to book and how the card will be. So, oh, and another thing too, everyone's assuming Kylie's automatically booked. Like, no, I might not even use her on my show.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
Oh, there's beef. There's beef between Tyler and Kylie. You heard it here first.
There's no beef.
Tyler hates Kylie.
Yeah, that's gonna be the thing that comes out now out of this.
Crazy.
Everyone's just gonna start a rumor. No, that's why. Yeah, everyone automatically assumed like, oh, who's Kylie wrestling in the main event of your show? And I'm just like, why? Like, I might throw a curveball. She might not be. I might even just throw her on the pre-show. You don't know. I might throw her.
You never know, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
There goes that. Now I can see it. See, now you guys told me. Now I'm seeing that little bit of your head starting to swell right on screen.
Yep. Exactly. Actually, I'm just leaning closer to my camera.
Listen.
Yeah.
I gotta ask: is your sister in Crohn's going to be part of the show?
Oh yeah, Val. I definitely talked to her at Warrior. I told her I definitely wanted her involved. Since,
awesome.
She's someone that has like talked about it and been so open with it.
Oh yeah.
I knew right away she was someone I wanted involved with the show. So yeah, Val will be. I'm not exactly sure what she'll be doing, but I'll have her involved in some capacity on the show.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool. Listen, you can either confirm or just not deny, but I'm just saying this is Tyler's day off.
Yep.
Everyone's worried about what's Kylie's spot on the show gonna be. Listen, that's not a guarantee. I get it. It, brother. I get it. But there's no way you're not gonna convince me that Monty Brown is not making an appearance at Tyler's day off.
I wish if I could get his contact info, I'd be annoying him so much he'd probably end up blocking me.
I mean, that's fair. I just Impact superstar Monty Brown.
Yes.
I know that was your guy. If there's any time for him to come back.
Yes. Oh my God. If I could have him on the show, that's probably how I would book Trevor. I would
imagine him versus Kylie.
Oh my God.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to make sure that Trevor hears at least that portion of this show.
Yeah.
And then Trevor has a mission. If he wants to get booked, he knows what he has to do.
Yeah, that I'll openly say that if Trevor can somehow get Monty Brown booked for my show, he can be booked on the show too.
There you go, bozo. There's a challenge. You want on the show?
Yeah.
Monty Brown to Crown Point, Indiana, June 4th.
Definitely a very easy task. I'm sure he can pull that one.
Well, if he wants it back, hey, listen. We may feel certain ways about Mr. Trevor Outlaw, right? But he's got some connections in the biz now. He's trained down at the Nightmare Factory. He's got doubles with some, some elites to say.
You're right.
He's got some connections, man. You
never know. Hey, I mean, if he was to pull it off, I certainly won't be complaining. I'll be very happy if he can manage to pull that off. So,
well, fingers crossed that. Let's see how bad he wants a spot on the show.
We'll get the word out.
Yeah. You heard it here first, bozo. Other than that, what else? What else you looking forward to? I know you guys just about an hour ago announced BLP at the Collective, huh?
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that.
We are definitely going. Second Collective.
What?
It'll be your third or second Collective?
Third. We did do the one in New York, New Jersey a couple years ago.
Okay.
And then we obviously did the one in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one in Dallas will be our third. So
awesome, dude.
Very excited about it. very happy about the time slot too. We are the Saturday midnight show.
Oh wow.
So I feel like that's a perfect time spot too, because with Mania itself being split into 2 nights, I'm assuming hopefully the show will end before
what
ours.
you're saying is that you're going on after Joey Janela's spring break.
Yeah, because I think Janela announced what
Nice.
spring break itself is Thursday night
Mm-hmm.
or Friday, and then the clusterfuck is technically like 12:01 Saturday. So
Okay.
it's Friday night show. So
Oh, okay. So you're not going on directly after it.
yeah, so we don't have to worry about that either running over by like, an hour or something.
No, they'd never do that.
Yes, no,
Never.
never.
Very good on their time.
They would definitely not add like 15 people in the back who were just hanging out, definitely wouldn't do that at all.
No, that would never happen.
No.
Very professional.
No.
I feel like I'm just sitting in on a biz guy conversation at this point. Like,
No,
I don't feel special anymore.
Oh no, sorry.
Hey, you're the one who got Bang Bros booked on BLP. So
Joe.
you
Welcome, Bang Bros.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe in August you owe me.
A bang
Yeah.
and a drink. Ew.
Heyo.
No. But what else is going on in the personal life of you, man? How's school been going? I know not only are you a top tier biz guy in the wrestling world, but you're finishing up your schooling, right?
Yeah, so this is my last semester. That was another reason I wanted to wait until the summer to run my show, because I kind of wanted to do it as like celebrating graduating, because I knew I wanted to do something big after I graduated college, because I got diagnosed with Crohn's my senior year of high school. So that was a whole lot of fun, because I had to finish my senior year online because I'd missed so much class like the first half of the year. Had to miss graduation and everything because I was too sick. So like I knew since that all got ruined in high school, I knew I'd want to do something when I finished college. So I didn't want to do just like the boring run of the mill, just grad party, whatever, hang out somewhere. So that's why I think that's kind of when I came up with the idea of doing the show. But yeah, so in my last semester, it's going by pretty good. It's obviously challenging since it's the last few classes I need to graduate, but I'm getting through it. I'm excited. Definitely looking forward to being done and putting college behind me, and then actually like getting into the workforce and looking for some, legit accounting jobs.
I got you. I'm sure you've told me that before, but we talk a lot. May have slipped my mind, but this is also, and correct me if I'm wrong, so Tyler's Day Off is kind of officially your graduation party.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because I believe our semester ends like I think the second or third week of May.
Yeah.
So I figured since I'll finish up then, that gives me enough time in between like the show itself and that to finish up like any like last second things.
Oh yeah, no, that's even more reason to support your show and go out there and listen. I just want to know, once we get the whole squad to go out there, is there going to be an after party? Are we going to do? Will you allow an after party? Or are you
gonna of course, I'm not gonna say no to that.
All right.
I'd be more than happy to have an after party somewhere.
We're gonna have to make something happen, man. We're gonna have to figure it out, because not only are we gonna have to celebrate that you ran your own show, but more importantly, a huge personal accomplishment for yourself. That's really cool. Like, I'm a sucker for a good story. It sucks that you went through all that during high school. You had to miss your graduation, but I mean, what a redemption story, right? You come back.
Oh yeah.
You persevered through your illnesses. And now you're gonna graduate college, and you're gonna fucking kick it off with a wrestling show.
Oh yeah, and
that's awesome.
I know Mikey will be dreading it too, because I've already said it'll be the best BLP show all year. So after it happens, I won't be shutting up at all about it.
Well, the problem is with that is if once Tyler's Day Off, is the success it is, there may be cracks in the foundation of BLP, like. You make it that age, brother.
Not at all. I can already say with confidence that this is just a one-off. And I will gladly slide back into my talent relations role for BLP.
Tyler Ace, baby.
I don't know. That Tyler's Day Off might be your last day off. You might just be working full time for that wrestling promotion, bro.
Oh man, maybe if Tony calls me up and asks me to be a part of the accounting department or something,
There you go.
I'll take that into consideration. But yeah, no way.
Mikey
Dude,
doesn't need somebody to do his books.
I mean, I kind of already do that. So
There you go. So obviously that's what you're graduating in is accounting.
yeah, so I'm majoring in accounting, and then the good thing was for the accounting program, there was already like a few finance classes I had to take, and we had a lot of business electives and free electives open.
Yeah.
So I was able to get a finance minor without adding on like any extra classes outside of like
nice.
the core
That's
degree.
dope.
Yep.
Sure, man. Then I could really call you Biz Guy Ty.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Then you'll be. I'll always call you that, but
Yep.
it's all good.
Will there be exclusive Tyler merch at this show?
I don't know if they'll necessarily be like merch for like of me. I don't think I'll do anything like that, but I've already had like some places reach out. I think there will be like some special stuff made for the show, more so like related to like the talent and matches on the card. But yeah, so definitely keep an eye out for that too.
I'm just
So.
saying a Tyler's Day Off logo T-shirt with proceeds going to
I'm saying
that could be a thing.
True.
That's
Yeah, that could be a thing. I'll definitely think of it because like I know for sure. So basically the plan is right now, since it's the beginning of February, this month in March, I'm gonna start announcing like actual talent that'll be on the show.
nice.
Because I've already reached out to a lot of people. I have a lot of people locked in already. Then after Mania weekend, is when I'll throw tickets on sale, and then I'll actually start announcing the matchups for the card.
Right.
And then like I know for sure, I haven't figured out exact details yet, but there'll definitely be like sponsorship opportunities for the show itself, match sponsors, all that stuff. So
nice.
Sweet.
Mhm.
So just go ahead and announce Kylie now, man. Just do it, you know?
Nope, not gonna do it. See, I'm especially not gonna do it because everyone just expects it. So like, why am I gonna do that?
Well, I'm gonna go the complete reverse of that and say, so let us know who you've already booked that we wouldn't expect.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Let's see.
Riley K.
yeah.
New up and comer, Riley K.
Yeah. She's a new up and comer from the Chicagoland area.
She comes out to the Yu-Gi-Oh music instead of not Pokemon.
Okay,
not
yeah.
Pokemon.
Or like Digimon or something.
There you go. Digimon was a much better pull.
Yep. I'm trying to think. I'll give you guys somebody. Let's see.
Not Trevor.
Try to see. Yeah, definitely not Trevor.
Unless Monty's comes through.
Yes, like I said, if he can somehow pull that booking off, he can absolutely be booked on the show. Okay, here's
Listen, if
one.
you don't want to spoil it, I get it.
Yes. No, because I'll probably announce him. He'll be one of the first people I announce. Titus Alexander, he's a West Coast guy.
Okay.
I think he's based, I want to say Sacramento area.
Right.
He works a lot of like West Coast Pro. He's done Defy.
Right.
So when I went out to the West Coast for Defy and PWG back in November,
yeah,
he had a singles match with Leo Rush. It opened the show on Defy. And literally during that match, like by the end of the match, I was like, he's definitely coming to BLP at some point in 2022.
Right on.
And I made sure I talked to him after the show. I was like, made sure I followed you on the BLP pages. I was like, you'll be at BLP at some point. And I knew worst case scenario, I'll definitely book him for my show. So
Nice.
Yeah. Very, very excited about that. So like going along with that, like the main goal of my show was to obviously book my friends and book some like dream matches of theirs. I'm definitely playing the political game. I have no shame in doing that. But I also wanted to use it as an opportunity to bring in people that I've been wanting to bring into BLP, especially since I don't have to go through Mikey for this one. You'll definitely see like your fair share of like regulars at BLP, people who have been at BLP before, but also a lot of debuts too.
Right. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I think the first time I seen him, probably, well, to be fair, the only time I seen him was I believe he was in LA Fights.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So kind of a sister promotion to GCW.
Yeah.
They're doing some good stuff out there on the West Coast, so that's cool, man. So
Yep.
excited to see him come over to the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. You know, maybe you can get a car full. That's a long ride, but
Well, yeah, since he's like LA or California at least, I think it'll be a flight for him, but definitely someone I want to bring out here because I feel like that's why I want to try to get like a variety of talent too, because like especially some West Coast people, because they're not going to get as many chances out here since
Yeah.
having to fly in from the West Coast, but just a chance to get more eyes on people who I think like deserve the opportunity and stuff. And
Yeah.
who knows, maybe they work my show and then some other places around here feel like booking them, and if I can do that, that's awesome.
I feel like over like the last year, a lot of Texas or Southern wrestlers got a lot of love and started making
Oh,
them
yeah.
on the scene.
Yep.
I feel like within the next coming year or so, the West Coast wrestlers are going to get a chance to get some shine out there, especially with Mania coming to LA next year.
Oh yeah.
Right.
See that? Yeah, that's like this year. I'm sure a lot of the Texas talent will have like it'll be the perfect chance for them to kind of get their names out there and blow up.
Right.
And same thing with next year with Mania going to LA. A lot of those West Coast guys.
Right.
Perfect chance for them to work a bunch of places they might not necessarily work usually. So I think that's one good thing too with these upcoming ones.
For sure. Awesome. Well, in the interest of time and whoever may be listening to this, that was all I had for you. That's thank you for giving us that little tidbit. Still no Trevor, we know that. But Noel, anything else you may want to add?
Well, as we generally do when we're having an interview, and we know you love wrestling. We know you love that. So that can't be your answer. But
right.
Being that we are for the pop, we always like to ask, what pops you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say definitely. I mean, can it be something in wrestling? Like not just like if I don't give like a generic wrestling answer. Okay. I'm a big fan of like inside jokes. Like if someone does something during a match that like the guys in the back will know, and like if that can get them to crack up, or if someone does something during a match to try to get the other guy to break. Like I think that's my favorite thing, especially at our shows. Like that's something I definitely pop for big time.
I get that. Hank will attest to this. We were at a show that that Craig Mitchell was doing, and this was prior to everybody kind of embracing Craig, and he was definitely working heel at the time. And I got in his face and I was just screaming at him. But the screaming was, I like you. I think you're a great wrestler. And like, so he got right here in my face, and somebody captured it. I think it was Martin. I'm not sure who captured the photo, but he cracked a grin for like 3 seconds. And every time I look at that picture, it still pops me.
Yeah.
You were able to break his character. Good job, man. You ruined
I definitely love when you're able to get someone, especially if it's a fan too. You can get someone to break character. Like I think that's the best.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No doubt. Tyler, before we let you go, let people know where they can find you on your socials.
Yes. So on Twitter and Instagram, very easy. It's the same handle. It's at Prince_Petty, Petty, followed by another underscore. And then Facebook, just under my name, Tyler Edwards. So very easy to find me. Also follow the Black Label Pro Twitter and Instagram pages. We still have stuff to announce for this February show coming up. We just announced the Dallas Day for Collective, obviously my show. We're definitely going to be running trying to run like almost monthly this year. So there'll be plenty of shows coming up.
Awesome. Very cool. All right, brother. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys for having me on. I love both of you guys.
Welcome back, BLP.
Pleasure.
I'm looking forward to all the fun stuff you guys got planned for this year.
Nerd,
take us home, baby.
Yeah. So Tyler, we'll see you in a couple weeks, man. It's that show's coming up. So this has been an episode of the For the Pop podcast featuring Tyler Edwards of Black Label Pro. We've had a great time talking about all the shows that are coming up, and looking forward to what you provide us coming up. So anyways, as I like to finish off all of our shows, I always like to say, like our buddies Bill and Ted, be excellent to one another.
Peace.
And
oh no,
come on, Hank.
Oh,
You gotta,
Toodles.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Blew the
Oh,
ending.
man, you're slacking on your own show, Hank. Come
Yeah,
on.
you be getting distracted, you know. My AD Hank D. Anyway, toodles.
Toodles.